Hello, everyone. Kitty Foster, your storytelling astrologer, reader of the stars for April of 2024. This is quite a month. This is probably the busiest astrological month of the year. And part of that is about this solar eclipse that will be happening on the 8th. And I'll be talking about that. But let's just start right on April 1st. April 1st, of course, Mercury went retrograde. And whenever Mercury is retrograde, it is a time for inward turning. It is a time for looking at the communication in ourselves, how we speak to ourselves, how we interact, process things. It is also about how we experience things and the choices that we have. And that's very important as we go into this month. We've been preparing since that Libra full moon on the 25th of March to get ready for that April 8th total solar eclipse. And this is a lot about that Aries energy. This is a really unusual Aries time because this Aries energy we're talking about, this warrior energy that pushes us forward, is really about an inward turn, the inner warrior. It's aligned with the star points that want us to really take a look at how we are in a group, how I am as the individual. There's the Aries, but that inward turn of how I am as the individual, the version of me for the collective we. And this Aries energy is asking us to look at what rules, what kind of information we have around where we want to start that is inclusive, that is about not being separated. Those rules that we've come up with about our separation, how we categorize things. This Aries energy is asking us to spark forward by internally sitting with ourselves and really taking a look at our beliefs, how we process things, the labels we put on things, very much that inner warrior energy of the idea that the man that can conquer the world within is able to be a much more extended energy in the world around them, in the reality that they create. Some of this, and we, with this Mercury retrograde in Aries, it's about our communication with ourselves. It's about the experience of ourselves. We start off right away in the beginning of this month taking a look at this. This is a whirlwind energy. Aries is always about the beginnings anyway, and looking at a fresh start. And with this solar eclipse, which is what solar eclipses are about, are fresh starts. This is a fresh start at a very, very deep level that is happening. So on the 5th of this month, we have Venus moving into Aries, joining all of these Aries energies, getting ready for this solar eclipse that happens on the 8th. And it's really important as Venus goes into Aries. This is what you want, what makes you feel good, what you value. Again, having the ability to sit with yourself and really examine internally, how am I processing things? How am I experiencing this new spark? I create my own reality. And so, very interesting as we go into this Aries, we'll have Mercury and Venus in Aries energy as we head towards the 8th. We're getting ready. We are looking at a very spiritual, transcendent, euphoria kind of energy. We have Venus that is conjunct Neptune as we start the month before it moves the 5th into Aries. And it's very much about us understanding this transcending that this ascension that we are getting ready for. There is a lot of energy around the 8th that is talking about activation, everything from second comings to activation of our DNA. And that is all had been set up from our Libra full moon. And because at the moment of that 8th, we have the North Node sitting in Aries, asking us to spark forth our soul's growth. We have Chiron, the wounded healer, the alchemist, the shaman, coming in to show us where we're most uncomfortable and taking that Aries courage to step forth and do something completely different that perhaps we've even been putting off. And that includes for mankind. This is a big activation that is coming in on the 8th. It's kind of having us take a look at all the way up to that point. What have we been scared to do? And how are we going to step into this? That I am actually going to take this self direction after having spent some time with myself and step forth with this energy, step forth with this understanding that I'm removing all the masks, all that information I thought was me. With our Libra South Node, it's been asking us to take a look at what beliefs have I bought into that I thought were beautiful and would bring me harmony, and things that I were told from outside of me that I realize just aren't me. That isn't the way I wish to live. And this is that spark of opportunity on the 8th, depending, especially where you are, that goes all the way across the United States, that really has us activating. It is very specific and it's quite intense because, as I said, solar eclipses are beginning anyway. And in Aries, it is the beginning of the beginning. And so there's no holding back here. We've got the North Node asking our soul to step into its work. We have Chiron that is conjunct there, asking us to heal these wounds, what we've been scared of, tap into that healer, that alchemist that Chiron can be. It shows us where our wounds are and to take action with it. It's a forward movement. An eclipse in general is an intensity. It's very much defining the next 6 months, your year, what we're moving ahead. It's a catalyst to begin with, a solar eclipse. And a solar eclipse in Aries is a catalyst of great beginnings. It's a huge energy. It's associated with the Three of Wands in the tarot deck. And it's very much about accomplishment with integrity. Now, interestingly enough, with this Mercury retrograde energy, it isn't about my proclamation about my integrity and my accomplishments. It's that inward congratulations of ourselves and saying, we can do this, really developing true confidence, not using things from outside of us to bring forth that we're taking a look at. It is self power. It is in this retrograde, it's not me saying how much integrity I have, it's me acting with that, is me absolutely defining my values and stepping forth. And there's a loose conjunction with um, the spirit planet of Neptune at this point. So spirit is with us. It's asking us again for holding the best version of me by me sitting with myself and being very comfortable, dealing with those things that I probably haven't had a lot of confidence around, but starting to take action with them and stepping forth with spirit as we create this understanding in this activation. And we'll be stepping forth for the rest of the year with this energy. And this is at a DNA level. For the United States, especially, there is a great, as it crosses our country, there is a great call to removing of rose colored glasses and really looking at who we are and who we wish to be. And there is a conjunction also with Mars and Saturn at this point, and Mars and Saturn at this point in our Pisces energy are really asking us to look at what structured obstacles we may have put in our way, where our will has not been aligned with who we are, the I that is Aries, that's that cardinal energy that steps forth, and it's an intense spiritual push forward to remove our barriers, strengthen the focus of where we want to go, and align our will with who we wish to be. Big day. Um, Definitely, I would recommend that people spend some of it in meditation, really taking a look at who you want to be. And it's a forward motion. It is accomplishment with integrity, this activation of the reality I am going to create. Wow. I've only gotten to the 8th of this month at this point. 9th through the 11th, we have that Mars energy in a sextile with that Saturn energy that started with that on the 8th. And so we really are trying to look at in a non-linear way how we're putting this new structure together, how we are understanding our boundaries. And again, this activation on the 8th is getting away from our separateness, our need to label everything, and accepting who I am allows me to accept who other people are. That's really going to be very important as this plays out. And then as this month goes on, this on through the 15th, we have a real breakthrough of innovation headed towards us as the planets of Jupiter and is going to be conjunct Uranus on the 20th. But we start to feel that energy moving forward because we are really, when Jupiter and Uranus are in a conjunction every 11 years, big things happen. Big events in the energy happen in this. Um, our Uranus placement is all about innovations. And though it is chaotic, there's a clarity that comes with it. And it's about bigger expansion. Uranus is the planet that rules that Aquarian energy. And we have Jupiter that is also in Taurus, wanting us to stabilize this expansion, to make it be about Taurus, our body, our values, ruled by Venus, very much who we are. That's why in this activation that comes in the 8th, there is a DNA, a body component that is stepping up. And many people have been exiting this world. There's also people getting sick, and we're feeling this internal recalibration of what's going on. It's an invitation, it's an electrified invitation, a breakthrough for our understanding of who we are and what we are trying to accomplish. And again, we've just come through this period of non-linear expansion, understanding the different parts of us, and this Aries season of sitting with ourselves and accepting ourselves as we are, not in a, it is healing that kind of masculine energy that wants to tell people how to be. It's no, it's not our separateness, it's our togetherness. It's that divine masculine that protects and allows things to grow. On the 19th, we have Mercury conjunct Venus, and it's about a communication that requires social understanding, social spending time understanding who we are and our social beings. As a social being, am I telling people how to be, or am I accepting and gathering the gifts of this understanding of this kind of awakening energy? And then that is also when the sun moves into Taurus. And then it is the next day that we have this powerful conjunction, and I'm going to double check my calendar, this powerful conjunction that comes on the 20th at 10:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So some places it will be the 21st, and the moon itself will be in moving into from Virgo into Libra. And so here we have this need for balance. Our personal energy will be looking for a balance, a harmony, also ruled by Venus. And here's this powerful Taurus conjunction that happens. The other planet that Venus rules Taurus. So it's a very, very strong evening, dreams that evening, very much about where the moon's placement will be. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say the 8th was also a new moon. So it is also about our manifestation. So in that activation is truly about our manifestation. Again, we have on the 19th, the sun enters Taurus. We have this big, powerful conjunction on the evening of the 20th into the 21st, depending where you are in the world, that is really pay attention. Pay attention to what comes out in the news. Pay attention to how you're feeling. Pay attention to what we understand about the body that comes out of this tremendous conjunction. For the United States, it will begin a Chiron return, which is on the 20th, which is pretty epic for us since we're also in our Pluto return. And this is about the power of the people. This is about removing those rose-colored glasses. This is about this age of Aquarius, us understanding what the ideal is. And in Taurus, we are talking about the body, our homes, our garden. It is really very much in our home, our land, and very interesting to watch what happens with the media, possible trying to manipulate the media and light versus shadow. Be very aware of those values, those things that were activated for you coming through the 8th. So, wow, like I said, big, powerful, powerful month. And then we have the full moon on the 23rd. The full moon will be in Scorpio. And of course, anytime anything's in Scorpio, it's always about transformation. It's always about that light being shown upon what it is we need to transform, what it is we need to be part of our birth and death recycle, and very much looking at whatever has come out on the 20th. Here we are on the 23rd, looking at what is taboo and what we are willing to release, let go, give forgiveness for, and understand, this is a time of great transformation that is happening during this period of time. So it is an amazing month as we continue to go. And again, I'm only up the 22nd, the 21st to that 23rd. The other thing to know about this, because of this Scorpion energy, is it's kind of a time of manipulation, kind of a time where following your instincts, following your gut, what it's telling you is real for you, and also having the ability to use some discernment to sit back and know that things will unfold. And so, kind of think of it as a game, game of checkers, a game of cribbage, a game where there's a strategy happening. What is your strategy for what you're trying to accomplish right now? What is your strategy in this new beginning of how you want to be? You know, am I here to capture the pawns, or am I here to get to a checkmate, perhaps? So, really taking a look at that, because the sun itself will be squaring that Pluto placement in Aquarius, and yet it's a moon of Scorpio. Pluto rules Scorpio. So a square means that we have a place of discernment, a place of a pause to figure out, what is my vision? What am I transforming in my vision? And what is perhaps someone else's vision that they're trying to, in this game of checkers, they're trying to kind of psych me out around. So just be aware of that. And then in that full moon, there's a good riddance right on that 23rd to get rid of some of that manipulation. This month, there's a lot of activity with Venus where relationships are going to be under microscopes, or new relationships are going to come forth. Activation is going to be happening in relationships. And with this full moon, really letting go of those things that are not keeping us on the path we wish to be, those relationships, those jobs, those social contracts that we may have entered. This is the ability to let go of quite a bit of our social contracts that we have signed up for, and we have an opportunity to make a big switch here. The 28th through the 30th, we have Mars conjunct our Neptune, this Pisces energy. And in that Pisces energy, it is our spiritual warrior energy. So we're going to have a chance to let go of a lot of things and transform them in Scorpio, and then really understand internally, after we've left this long reflective period of Aries, we're in Taurus, our stabilizing period, to really step forth in that spiritual understanding of, this is how I'm going to live my life. Again, because of the Venus influence, there will be relationships you'll be letting go of. And know that you're making room for ones that will come to lift you up, to let you be who it is you wish to be. On the 29th, we have Venus moving in to Taurus, and it's going to be a kind of feel good all around, because Venus is the ruler of Taurus. And so that will be taking out our month with some higher understanding. Let's use expanded understanding of value, of friendships. Spend your time with those people that help you, rather than chasing those relationships that are causing you great pain. And then on the 30th, we have Mars moving into its ruler of, Mars being the ruler of Aries, that Aries energy. So we'll have a lot of energy still sparking us to move forward. We have Venus, though, on that day in a square with our transformational Aquarian, the ideal energy. But that allows us to really figure out, is it our ideal? Is it something else I kind of bought my way into? Or is it that I'm understanding my own beauty, my own need in this relationship? So it is a very, very busy month. Oh, by the way, um, Mercury moves direct on the 25th of April. And so it's, I hope I said April, on the 25th of April. So Mars moves into Aries on the 30th of April. Mercury moves direct, though we'll still be feeling through the 6th, the shadow of Mercury retrograde. So it's a pretty fast retrograde from the 1st to the 25th, but it gives us a lot of time to experience ourselves differently because that's what Mercury can do. It helps us look at all those little pieces internally to experience. And we've gotten some activation on that new moon, that solar eclipse across the country, and then that full moon that allows us to transform and let go. So it is a busy astrological month. It is an exciting month, and that's would be my best advice. Tune into what excites you this month. Choose excitement and continue to choose excitement and curiosity and all of those things, the courage to be who we are. I'm Kitty Foss, your storytelling astrologer, reader of the stars, wishing you an amazing April. I will see you again next month, completely differently. Take care. Namaste.